Out over the open Pacific, far beyond the shipping lanes and away from every radar station, something began forming deep within the atmosphere, something scientists didn't expect today. Warm water surged upward, winds converged, and a cluster of thunderstorms suddenly spiraled into perfect alignment. Meteorologists watching satellite feeds caught the first hint of rotation almost too late. A storm that should have formed slowly instead tightened its core in a matter of hours. The models didn't predict it. The forecast didn't see it coming. But the Pacific did what the Pacific always does: it wrote its own story. Within minutes, the storm's cloud-top temperatures dropped. Its eye cleared, and winds accelerated far faster than typical early formation patterns. This wasn't a tropical depression slowly organizing. This was a storm jumping stages, a rapid intensification event unfolding in real time. Scientists call it rapid intensification, and in the Western Pacific, is beginning to happen more often. Warmer ocean temperatures, deeper heat content, and a shifting monsoon flow can create the perfect environment for storms to explode into monsters in less than a day. And that is exactly what this storm began to do. Inside forecasting centers across Taiwan, Japan, and the Philippines, meteorologists recalibrated their systems. Simulations were rerun, advisories updated, and tracking maps began shifting westward inch by inch. Not because a landfall was guaranteed, but because a storm that forms like this demands attention. The Western Pacific is home to the strongest cyclones on Earth. The same forces that created Haiyan, Goni, and Moranti still operate beneath the waves today. Deep, warm pools of water can fuel storms with unimaginable power, and when the early structure forms perfectly, meteorologists know what comes next: a fast-tightening core, a drop in central pressure, a storm that leaps categories before most people even know it exists. Now imagine this storm continuing to strengthen overnight, the eyes sharpening, the banding tightening, the pressure falling like a stone. Emergency centers begin watching for one thing: deviation. Because when a storm intensifies rapidly, its path becomes harder to predict. That uncertainty is what makes the next 48 hours so critical. This scenario isn't fiction. It's based on every major Western Pacific typhoon that has caught forecasting systems off guard. And it shows why countries like Taiwan and Japan monitor the Pacific with some of the most advanced meteorological equipment in the world. Doppler radars, scatterometers, ocean buoys, and satellites all feed into supercomputers that work nonstop to track storms long before they form. But even with all that technology, nature sometimes moves faster than the models. So what happens next? As the storm grows, surrounding countries begin readiness procedures. Ports secure vessels. Power companies stage repair crews. Communities prepare shelters. And in elevated towns and coastal communities, families begin gathering essentials. Not because panic is needed, but because preparation saves lives. And here's the part most people never hear about. The biggest danger is rarely the wind. It's the water, storm surge, inland flooding, rivers overtopping their banks hours before the worst winds even arrive. In places like Taiwan, where the mountain terrain channels rainfall into narrow valleys, a fast-moving typhoon can trigger landslides with almost no warning. That is why early detection matters. Why forecasting matters. Why every satellite pass and every ocean reading matters. Because one rapidly intensifying storm can reshape an entire coastline. As we head into the next stage of the 2025 Pacific typhoon season, one truth remains unchanged. Storms are evolving, intensifying faster, and forming earlier than expected. But so are the systems built to monitor them. And behind every alert, every update, every advisory, there are teams working to keep millions safe. The Pacific is powerful, but so is preparation. If you want to stay ahead of what's coming this season, make sure you're subscribed. The next update might be the one everyone needs to hear.